Hey, future IELTS champs. You ready to take your IELTS speaking test prep to the next level?
Today we're going deep on a mock speaking test.
And get this, we're focusing on something most people overlook.
How to ask questions to your examiner.
It's all about turning the tables a little bit.
Showing you're engaged and confident.
Using a real IELTS podcast scenario as our guide.
We'll simulate the whole thing word for word so you can hear exactly how it works.
Think of it as your own personal IELTS training ground.
All right, let's jump right in. Part 1, the introduction and interview. That's where we'll start.
Picture this, you're in the exam room.
The examiner smiles and says,
Hello, good morning. My name is John Smith, and I'm your examiner today. Can you tell me your full name, please?
easy enough, right?
You give your full name naturally?
Then they'll ask to see your ID.
Standard procedure.
Now comes the first real question.
Now let's talk about your hometown.
Yeah.
Where is your hometown?
Here's where things get interesting.
What if you're not 100% sure what they mean by hometown?
Don't guess. Ask for clarification.
You could say something like,
Could you clarify what you mean by hometown? Do you mean where I was born or where I currently live?
see? Much better than stumbling through an answer you're not sure about.
Exactly. It shows you're thinking critically.
Okay, let's say the examiner confirms they mean where you currently live.
Now you can give your answer.
You could say,
My hometown is a bustling city located in the southern part of the country. It's a place where the old meets the new, with a mix of historic architecture and modern skyscrapers.
nice. You've given a clear picture of your hometown.
And use some nice descriptive language, too.
Now they might follow up with,
What do you like most about your hometown?
again, you can ask a clarifying question if needed.
For example.
When you say, like most, are you asking about my favorite place in my hometown? Or perhaps the aspect of life there I enjoy the most?
It ensures you're answering exactly what they're looking for.
So important for getting those top marks.
Okay, let's say you've clarified and you're ready to answer.
You might say,
What I like most about my hometown is the sense of community. People are very friendly and welcoming, and there's always something going on, whether it's a local festival or just a gathering in the park. There are plenty of opportunities to connect with others.
great answer. You've given specific details and highlighted a positive aspect of your hometown.
Now for the last question in this section.
The examiner says,
Is your hometown a good place for young people to live?
here's where you can show off your ability to present a balanced view.
But first, you guessed it, another clarifying question might be helpful.
Like this.
When you say good place for young people, are you thinking about job opportunities, social activities, or perhaps educational resources?
See, you're guiding the conversation and making sure you understand the task fully.
Okay, so you've clarified and you're ready to deliver your final answer.
You could say,
My hometown offers a mix of advantages and disadvantages for young people. On the one hand, there are many job opportunities and a vibrant social scene. On the other hand, the cost of living can be quite high, and affordable housing can be difficult to find.
that's a fantastic example of a balanced and well-structured answer.
Acknowledging both the good and the bad shows a thoughtful perspective.
So we've aced the introduction and interview. Not only have we used descriptive language,
But we've also shown that we're active listeners.
by asking clarifying questions to ensure we understand the task.
Ready to move on to part 2, the long turn?
Oh, let's see what we'll be describing.
Okay.
Part 2, the long turn. This is where you can really shine.
Show off your fluency and how well you can speak on a topic,
You'll get a whole minute to prep.
and then up to 2 minutes to talk.
They'll give you a card with a topic and some prompts.
Think of it as a mini presentation.
In our scenario, the examiner's handing you a card and says,
All right, take a look at this card, and you'll have 1 minute to prepare. Then I'd like you to speak for 1 to 2 minutes.
The card reads,
Describe an accessory you often wear, or use, you should say. What it is, how often you use it, where you got it from, and explain why it is important to you.
take a moment to really imagine holding that card.
Jot down some notes, just keywords and phrases to guide you.
All right, minute's up, the examiner says.
All right, you again start speaking now.
Now's your chance to confirm you understand the task.
It never hurts to double check.
You could say,
So you'd like me to describe an accessory I often wear, talking about what it is, how often I use it, where I got it, and why it's important to me. Is that correct?
shows you're attentive and careful.
The examiner confirms you got it right now.
It's go time.
You might start like this.
The accessory I'd like to talk about is my wristwatch. It's a simple silver watch with a black leather strap, and I wear it almost every day. I received it as a gift from my parents on my 18th birthday, so it holds a lot of sentimental value for me.
Beautiful. You've introduced the accessory.
And even hinted at a personal connection.
Makes it more engaging, right?
Absolutely. Now let's expand on that significance.
You could continue by saying,
Whenever I look at my watch, it reminds me of my parents and how much they care for me. It's also a symbol of time, how precious it is. It reminds me to make the most of each day and to pursue my goals with passion and purpose.
see? You've gone beyond just description.
There's real emotion and reflection in there.
That's what makes a good IELTS answer great.
Now, imagine the examiner glancing up.
Time's almost up.
You can wrap it up smoothly by saying,
So, my wristwatch is more than just an accessory to me. It's a reminder of my loved ones, the importance of time, and the values I hold dear.
well, there you have it, a perfectly delivered long turn.
Clear, detailed, full of personal meaning.
You've even used some nice imagery and symbolism.
And most importantly, you've shown you can speak fluently and confidently for an extended period.
All right, part 3, the discussion. This is where things get really interesting,
The examiner's going to engage you in a deeper convo.
building on the topic from the long turn,
You'll be expressing opinions, analyzing info.
even speculating on different viewpoints,
It's all about showing off those critical thinking skills.
and your ability to articulate complex ideas.
In our scenario, the examiner might kick things off by saying,
Now let's talk about accessories in general. Do you think fashion trends influence people's choice of accessories?
remember, clarifying questions are your friend.
Before jumping into your answer, you could ask,
When you say fashion trends, are you referring to current popular styles or perhaps the influence of celebrities and social media on accessory choices?
it shows you're paying close attention to the nuances of the question.
Okay, so let's say the examiner clarifies they're interested in the broader influence of fashion trends.
What would you say?
You could respond with something like this.
I think fashion trends definitely play a role in people's accessory choices. We see it all the time. Certain styles become popular and suddenly everyone is wearing them. For example, a few years ago, large statement necklaces were all the rage, and you saw them everywhere. Now it seems like smaller, more delicate pieces are back in style.
Nice. You've given a clear opinion.
And backed it up with a concrete example.
That's how you make your response stand out.
Now, the examiner might follow up with another question.
Something like,
Why do you think people follow fashion trends?
don't be afraid to probe a bit deeper.
You could ask.
Are you asking about this? The examiner might then switch gears a bit.
Asking something like,
Do you think accessories are important for people of all ages?
now you're being asked to consider different age groups.
And how their views might differ.
You could respond by saying,
I think the importance of accessories can vary depending on a person's age and stage of life. For younger people, accessories might be seen as a way to experiment with their identity and express their personal style. For older adults, accessories might be more about practicality or complementing their existing wardrobe.
that's a great point. You've recognized that there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
And that perspectives can change over time.
Okay, we're nearing the end of the discussion.
Time for one final question.
The examiner says,
Overall, what role do you think accessories play in our lives?
it's your chance to leave a lasting impression.
Sum up your thoughts in a clear and compelling way.
You could say,
I think accessories, whether it's a watch, a piece of jewelry, or even a hat, can be a powerful form of self-expression. They can communicate our personality, our values, and even our aspirations. They can also serve as reminders of special people or events in our lives. So while they might seem like small details, I think accessories can actually play a significant role in shaping our identity and how we present ourselves to the world.
beautifully said. You've tied everything together.
From personal significance to broader impact.
And that concludes our mock IELTS speaking test.
We covered every section, from the intro to the discussion,
Practice asking those all-important clarifying questions.
and learn how to express ourselves clearly and confidently.
Don't forget those key expressions and collocations we sprinkled throughout.
Like sentimental value, fashion trends, psychological motivations, and self-expression.
These phrases can really boost your IELTS score.
Make them part of your vocabulary.
Practice using them naturally and confidently.
Remember, the more you practice, the better you'll become.
So keep at it, stay positive, and good luck on your IELTS.